You're telling me that if there's a
bugs.
firefighter outside and he knows, okay, this building's going to come down in 2 seconds, he should just run in and try and just die because
You're adding an
that's
extra
his
variable,
job?
but okay. Yeah,
No,
if
you're
there's a burning
just
house,
saying in any circumstance. I'm
there's
giving you a circumstance where I think you'll disagree with it, so then that should change your opinion.
No.
Sounds ridiculous.
No, it's not. If you know someone's in there and the burning house is about to come down, you fucking signed up. That's your job, to save a life. You're going to be like, nah, I can't do my job now.
And you're saying no matter what, they should run in there, right?
If I was a firefighter, yeah, that'd be my job, to save people's
so then
lives.
that part where you're saying no matter what, you're saying no matter what the circumstances are, they should run in. So now I'm adding a circumstance where I think you'll disagree with your own statements, where I'm saying that building's coming down in 1 second and they know it. You think they should still try to run in and save them even though they know they're going to die?
Yes. Talking about accountability. Are you accountable for someone's death if you could have saved them, but choose not to? You refuse to help them.
It's a heavy one, dude.
Oof.
Rough.
This is rough. I think, but I think we need to create some situations. Okay, you're standing at a crosswalk with someone, and you see them crossing the street when there's a car coming. Are you obligated to stop them? Or I think any person would stop that person in that moment, or like grab them, or like say, hey. Are you obligated in that situation?
No, you're not. You're not obligated to play Captain Save-A-Ho.
I say yes.
Saving someone's life is Captain Save-A-Ho?
I'm being a little bit like kiddish with it, but I'm
this
saying
guy's
like you're
walking,
not.
he's looking at his cell phone. He's walking directly into a human meat grinder. Tony's just gonna watch him walk right by to his death. He's not gonna say a word. I'm not playing Captain Save-A-Ho. You'd be like, yo, and you would try to stop the guy. Come on, don't play yourself.
I think if you've got the
You
ability,
carry a gun in case you save people's lives. Don't fucking fuck with me, Tony. Come on now.
that has been the entire argument that he's used every time he brought
Saved
that
my own
up.
life.
I'm gonna save all of Walmart when the Walmart gunman walks in. I'm gonna shoot it. Come on.
Mostly to save myself, but I mean, if they're there, they're gonna get saved. But yeah, if a dude is walking to a meat grinder, yeah, I'll stop him. Like, yo, chill. And then he'd be like, fuck you. I'd be like, you know what? Continue on, my boy.
I don't. Usually, the response is not "fuck you" unless you're messing with a mentally ill person, and then they want to walk out in the middle of the streets because sometimes they want to do that and like cause chaos or like get so close to the car when they. It's so weird. They love doing that. They'll stop in front.
Let's simplify this situation.
Yeah.
All jokes aside. Let's say there was like shark-infested waters, and you're in this little area, and there's this kid just kind of running all over the place. You're telling me you're not gonna grab that kid and be like, "Yo, you're gonna fall into this water"? Like, where's this kid's parent? I need this parent to get here to like grab their own kid. But in the meantime,
I'll tell that kid, yo, chill out. Where's your parents? Yeah, I would stop him. I wouldn't want him to fall.
and what if he's trying to pull away from you? Would you hold him?
Yeah. And then
All
I would
right.
have probably.
So you're doing what is in effect an assault in order to save this kid's life? Like,
Yeah, you could
what
go
would
to
be
jail.
deemed in the court of law? All right, I'm with you. I would do the same thing. Like, I would grab the shit. I would body slam that kid until he's KO'd. If it meant him not falling into that water, like.
Yeah.
The scariest part of my bike ride is Times Square because there's so much chaotic. It's so much chaos. People are not thinking. People are not looking. Yo, people are letting their children walk on the bike lane while they hold their hand on the sidewalk. And it's like I have to like tell them like, yo, your kid's on the inside. Put your kids on the inside. Some people get really upset with me, but like, bro, if I was ever to hurt someone really bad on my bike, a dog, a kid, a
Fuck
person.
that dog.
Okay,
Fucking
go
care
fuck
about
yourself.
a dog.
Sonny.
What would you care about
Whatever.
a dog? I would care more about a kid than a
Because
fucking
I'm
dog.
not into. I know you've had your fair share, Sonic 1
here
through
we
5,
go.
but
Here
I'm
we
not
go.
that way. All right, I have sympathy for animals. But I so just if I were ever to hurt someone, I'd feel really bad. So I get agitated sometimes when people are like lackadaisical. Let me put another one with you guys. You guys are standing inside an elevator or you're standing outside the elevator, and then something happens to where the elevator's about to cut the guy in half. Do you pull the guy out and maybe get yourself thrown in as well? Or do you just watch the man get crushed by the elevator?
So are you saying that I have a potential of getting hurt by saving him?
I mean, yeah, I think in a lot of these situations, there's almost a potential for yourself to get hurt. I would say let's put that in all of these situations.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I want to remove that because even me, I don't want to die. I got 2 fucking kids and a wife. Fuck that guy who happened to fall in the middle of the elevator.
I swear that I read an experiment one time where they simulated like someone calling for help, right? And they were just like screaming in this like apartment complex, and no one came to help because everyone was under this assumption like someone else will help them. They're screaming so loud that someone else is gonna help them. Because there's this self-preservation aspect of helping someone. A lot of us are not inclined to help someone if it's putting ourselves at risk, unless there's some kind of stake involved. It's a family member or a friend or something like that. Then you're more inclined to actually help in those dangerous situations.
You know, some people, you just made me think about, there was a time where I became a snitch. You could literally say I became a snitch. I was walking with my homegirl, or the girl I was talking to at the time. We were in the Bronx, and we're on my block, and we see this guy and this girl start walking down the block. She is sobbing, saying, let me go, let me go. And he got her hemmed the fuck up. And he's dragging her down the block, and she's saying, help me, screaming. Everybody's just watching. Nobody's pulling out their phones because in the hood, you don't want to be known as a snitch or you know what I mean? So I was like, yo, I had to do something. I had to do something. I was like, yo, this shit is wrong. This shit is fucked up. So I start to follow them, but like they're like a block and a half ahead. And I pulled my phone out, and before I know it, the cops are already like pulling up, and I'm telling them, I'm like, it's them niggas right there. Them niggas right there. So niggas would call me a snitch for that, but
I would not call you a snitch for that particular
somebody's
situation.
Daughter, that's somebody's sister. I could not personally live with myself if I didn't do that. Yeah. Or if I didn't, that shit is so fucked up. I don't like abuse towards anybody, but especially towards someone who can't defend themselves. That shit makes it 10 times worse, if you ask me.
I saw that video the other day of a teacher getting her ass beat by a kid because she took his Nintendo Switch away, and it was the most horrifying things I've ever seen.
Damn.
It's bad. I've seen a lot of fights in my life, and this is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's like caving. Well, it's not caving in, but effectively he's like caving in the back of this lady's unconscious head. Like she's on the ground unconscious, and he's just punching her repeatedly in the back of that. I'm like, this is horrible.
He starts by shoving her. She gets knocked out with the shove by getting shoved to the floor. Then he starts kicking her, and then he starts punching her and shit like that.
Kid? How old?
This kid, he's big,
like maybe
bro.
16 years old or something.
Yeah, he's big, but he's like 6 feet tall, bro. He's big.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't know how we got here.
The bystander effect is what I'm talking about. Is this phenomenon?
Yeah, the bystander effect is crazy. In my old apartment complex that I used to live in, this woman got murdered, right, by some crazy dude, and he tortured her for hours. And I'm like, I think they later, like she was like missing limbs. Her limbs were nailed to the ground. It was like crazy shit like that. She must have been screaming, and nobody went to help this lady. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy to me that I was like, man, something like, it's just an example of something that happened near where I was. And I'm like, nobody even found out that this was going down until I think they started to smell something. You know what I'm saying?
It's why some of the advice they give now is if you're in a situation that's dangerous like that, you need to call out people specifically. Like instead of yelling help me, point to like a dude in the dude in the blue shirt and be like, hey, you in the blue shirt, I need something like that. Because there's this phenomenon that people are less likely to help It basically states that individuals is less likely to offer help to a victim in the presence of other people, because everyone thinks like someone else will help. I don't have to deal with the situation. And if everyone has that same reaction, no one helps.
Domestic violence is a very tricky one, I feel, too. Because I've seen situations where a neighbor or something will be ODing, and then somebody from the neighborhood will come and try to help that person out just for that woman to be back with the dude after he gets out of jail. And then now it's on and popping because that guy put him in jail, and it just creates a whole Leo.
I can tell you the only Leo I won't put myself in. If I'm going to get hurt, I would not save that dude in the elevator at all. I would not.
What about the train?
What if it was?
Let's start off super basic.
Yeah.
What if there was a guy, right, passed out or he's boom, this guy needs CPR, right?
Okay.
And standing next to him is the world's leading expert on CPR. He's the greatest CPR person of all time. Is standing right next to the guy who needs CPR.
Okay.
Do you think if that guy doesn't do CPR that he effectively helped kill that person?
Yes.
I don't think I could say that, but I think he fucked up. I think he's.
I'm calling that motherfucker murder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I morally speaking, that guy's a piece of shit, and he should burn in hell.
I think we live in a society, and a lot of people forget this, but we live in a society that there are social requirements to participate in society, and some of them are helping other people when they need assistance. It's being there for your fellow man. That's what makes a society work. Is this whole this social pact that we are in agreement on like the social norms and the things that we should protect. But I don't know if I would go as far as to call a person a murderer if they didn't help. They're definitely a piece of shit, though.
I just think the whole world would condemn this person as a piece of shit. And everybody would be like, this guy is a terrible human being. He had the power to keep this guy alive, and he did absolutely nothing. And Grant, let's remove all the things out of the equation, like, oh, he was shocked, or he was stunned, or he was scared, Nah, this is just a totally normal situation. Some guy tripped and fell, boom, cardiac arrest, needs CPR.
Well, I mean, it's the Uvalde situation, right? The cops that just stood outside while the shooting was going on.
I think it's different, but I also think they're pieces of shit. I just think like a guy running into the middle of a shooting to help other people, with the potential of getting shot, is a way different situation than somebody. But you're saying how much you need to put into the equation to get out or something.
That definition I would agree with. A guy running into the shooting to help, that's a crazy thing that we would expect a person to do. A law enforcement officer standing outside a shooting and not running in to assist people.
Sorry, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have done it. I'm saying that like the bar of how much skin in the game you have, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody who's gonna do all they're gonna risk is like, oh, maybe that guy I'm about to give CPR to, maybe he got herpes, or maybe he got like something, or right, like there's some risks there, but it isn't life threatening in that exact situation. Where somebody running into, a firefighter running into a fire, like a cop running into a shootout, like I view those situations vastly different. Like to me, the person not giving CPR is the bigger piece of shit here, in my opinion.
That's their job, firefighters and cops, right? Firefighter run into a burning house, that's their jobs. Cops to go into a shootout.
Would y'all help someone that fell in the subway?
That's what I was going to do. Tracks.
I would try.
Yeah, on the tracks. I
don't know if I'd get on
assist?
the tracks, but I think I'd try to like lift them up onto the platform and stuff like that for sure.
It depends. For me, only because if he's
Tony,
drug,
is a CPR person? Sorry, you like.
Oh yeah, we're talking. So a CPR guy.
You're like aware.
No, he's not He's not a. I don't think. Morally, he's a piece of shit. But no, that's not his job to save that dude.
But who's talking about jobs? We're just.
I'm saying.
How would you treat that person afterwards? Is that a person that you?
I'll say he's a piece of shit. Yeah, I wouldn't be friends.
You wouldn't be that person's friend.
I wouldn't be that person's friend. He's a piece of shit. You should have saved him. You have the like. I know CPR. I'm trained in it. If someone's fucking needs CPR, I'm gonna give that person CPR. Now, if I catch some type of fucking AIDS or some type of mouth virus from it, I'm gonna be fucking tight.
But a mouth virus.
You know what I mean? Like whatever the fuck the case. Like I'll be fucking tight, but The piece of shit's alive at least. You know what I mean? Like
I don't
it
even
is
think
what
they
it is.
recommend you put your mouth on other people's mouth.
Yeah, I'm pretty
anymore.
sure you.
You gotta do like some hovering, but I mean, you never know nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
but
I
Yeah,
thought it
the-
was just chest compressions now. I thought
Like,
they
hold
got rid of
their
all
mouth
that
open.
giving air. Or
They
whatever.
have little devices that you can use to be able to breathe without making skin contact.
oh yeah,
the
you're gonna
world's
have that device.
which the world's leading expert in CPR would have on him
He-
because
he
they make
should
him in
have it
like
on him.
they make him in like keychain format now, where it's like this thing that like folds out or something.
Like
I
as
think.
morally, yeah, he's a piece of shit. But I mean, like in Florida, if you save someone, they can sue you. Like it's fucking crazy to me too. Like
Yeah, but get rid of all of that. We're not.
Oh,
you're
I'm just
talking
saying.
about other. You're talking law and other complications.
but yeah, he's a piece of
I'm
shit.
saying at its most basic form, like
How
He's a piece
would
of shit,
like
yeah.
even your example, a firefighter, right? You're saying that no matter how bad this fire is, they should run in there to try to help people.
Yeah.
because you're saying it's their job. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't agree, but
What? You're bugged.
I think in
you're
that
telling me that if
aspect-
there's a
bugs.
firefighter outside and he knows, okay, this building's gonna come down in 2 seconds, he should just run in and try and just die
You're
because
adding an
that's
extra
his job.
variable, but okay. Yeah.
No,
if
you're
there's a
saying
burning
you're just
house,
saying in any circumstance. I'm
there's
giving
a-
you a circumstance where I think you'll disagree with it, so then that should change your opinion.
No,
I think
drop.
that
If you know someone's
situation
in
Sounds
there-
happened.
ridiculous.
no, it's not. If you know someone's in there, and the burning house is about to come down, you fucking signed up. That's your job, to save a life. You're gonna be like, nah, I can't do my job now.
And you're saying no matter what, they should run in there, right?
If I was a firefighter, yeah, that'd be my job, to save
so
people's
then
lives.
that part where you're saying no matter what, you're saying no matter what the circumstances are, they should run in. So now I'm adding a circumstance where I think you'll disagree with your own statements, where I'm saying that building's coming down in 1 second and they know it. You think they should still try to run in and save them even though they know they're gonna die?
Yes. What if
Okay.
your son was in there? Would you want him to go in there?
If he didn't run in there, I would understand it. Because
Which,
I
what
wouldn't expect anybody to die for my kid.
What if
That's wild.
the drilling crew in Armageddon had gotten up there and they didn't have the ability to remote detonate anymore, and they were like, you know what? I didn't sign up for dying for this mission, and they just came straight back to Earth.
Well, they made a decision. I mean, they had to draw straws and shit.
I mean, the circumstances are vastly different there because you're talking about the total annihilation of Earth. But if it was like a couple thousand people were gonna die, I'd be like, man, that really fucking sucks. It would have been cool if you saved those couple thousand people. But I'm like, damn, it's hard for me to say you should have ended your life in order to save others. Remember, spoilers, people, major spoilers. All right, we're gonna. I don't know how we're gonna do this. I don't know how we should do this. But in The Last of Us, okay?
Oh my god!
No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. The TV show's going on. I shouldn't say nothing. All right. Let's just carry on. I don't think I don't know. I wouldn't expect anybody, if they know for a fact they're gonna die, I don't think that I'm gonna expect somebody to die for my kid.
Captain America said that we don't trade lives, and then that is exactly what they ended up having to do to save the world.
Yeah. He's full of shit. But it's good. It all makes sense. He's a walking contradiction, just like America is. So, like, exactly what he represents, you know?
Is what he
So it checks out. And at least it's a contradiction for the good. I'm just
Now what-
saying.
now
I'm just
what-
saying,
what-
imagine
what-
somebody had to run into a room that's like, I don't know, if you breathe this air for like 1 second, you'll die next week. But it's like maybe it doesn't affect children it takes 5 minutes or something, right? Like I wouldn't expect anybody to run in there and die to save a kid. I wouldn't look at that person and go, "You're a piece of shit." Everybody got lives. That guy could have his own kids. He'd be sacrificing the livelihood of his children in order to save a child, which sucks. I don't want anybody to die. I just don't think I'm gonna put it on him that he has to save this person if he's a firefighter. And like, you know what I'm saying? He should run in there and breathe in the poisonous gas. Like, I don't know.
Does this question change if you have more skin in the game? You have a friend in there, you have a family member in there.
Of course it changes. Of course.
Yeah, if it's your own kid, I'm gonna look at you as a parent a little different if you weren't willing to run in and sacrifice
Facts.
your life for your kid, right? It's
What if-
still
what if-
hard. I'm not
what
gonna
if-
say.
What if it was that same situation? You knew the building was going to come down in 2 seconds. However, you knew this
nah.
information.
Nah,
but
that kid
should
is
you-
dead. Nah, he
Yeah.
shouldn't run in there. What is that? What can he do? At least me. I mean, I just feel like if there's nothing you could do, you shouldn't do it. Like, If you know for a fact you're gonna run in there, die, maybe you have another kid. You're ruining your other kid's life by dying.
What is the risk percentage? Like, what risk percentage of death is it? Like, you know
5% chance of dying.
Maybe this isn't worth it.
5% chance of living.
I don't know if I could put it in numbers, but if I have a feeling that I could save this kid, like my kid, right? I'm not gonna kill myself for another person's kid, unfortunately, for those people. But if I could save my kid, I'm gonna do it. If it means I'm gonna die, if it means for a fact I'll die because when I push them out the door, boom, the building will collapse on me. I'll do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
there's no reason I wouldn't do it.
100% for your son, you would.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Any parent should. Any parent, or your daughter too.
And for my daughter.
Your kid, just kid in general. Fuck.
I'd do it for my wife. I'd push my wife out the door and die. I'll do it. That's fine for you.
You gotta think.
For
though.
me,
you gotta think a little bit now.
She's half Puerto Rican. I know there are problems there. There's some concerns.
There's a lot of
what's gonna happen is you're gonna try to push her out, and she's gonna say, "Why are you putting hands on me?
Why are you putting hands on me?" And then she'll hit me back, and then we'll both die. I'm like the
kids. But to answer Doughboy's thing, back to the train thing, I would save only a person like who didn't voluntarily throw themselves in there. I'm not gonna risk myself for a fucking idiot who's like, I want to die and throws himself in there. I'm not gonna risk myself for that at all. But for old lady slips or a kid falls, yeah, I'll try. Like, nah, come on, I'll help you out. But because God though, that dude that threw himself in there, you try to reach in and grab me, he pulls you in. Me that thing, me the whole thing. You're done.
I mean, the circumstances matter too, though. Like, if the train is coming, I'm like, sorry, Jack. I'm not going to sacrifice the livelihood of my kids for a rando. I'm just not going to do it.
If the train is coming, I'm going to do the lean over and like the hand out. If the train's not coming, I'll jump down there. Like I'd like to think that I would jump down there and help a person up.
You better hope you got them gym games though. Them gym games.
Jump back
up. That wall is tall, bro. Like, that wall is pretty tall. That shit look like it's like 3 feet. That shit is like 5 feet. That shit's up there. Like. Mm-hmm. You got to hop up, pull yourself up. Like, people are going to have to pull you out of there, too. Like, I don't know.
I think I've jumped a fence within the last, like, year or 2 years or so. I think I'm probably good.
But no, yeah. Other than, like, humans and shit, like, yeah, I would watch out for it. Like, even maybe some animals, but they're very depending. It's very low on the animal side. Like,
I'm not an animal person. I don't think I would risk my life to save an animal.
Never,
unfortunately, I'm sorry to all our animal lovers out there. I don't think I'm risking my life to save an animal.
If I'm in a fucking elevator and the owner's not paying attention and the dog is still on the other side of the door, I'll pull that shit in. You know what I mean? Those circumstances, yeah. But a dog walking across the street, I ain't risking my life. A dog jumping in the train station, I ain't risking my life. Y'all fucking dicks, get out of here. That doesn't make
I'm not jumping on the tracks for a dog. Like it would like the train must have just left the station for me to do like the risk got to be so fucking low for something like that.
Same. I'm going to help the person that's jumping down onto the tracks to bring the dog up. I'll help with that. Yeah. But I'm not jumping down there myself for an animal unless it's completely clear. Like 100%, I know I'm not going to die to a train saving a dog or something.
Hell no.
I'd kill myself before I allow myself to die on a train getting saved by a dog. I'll jump on the electricity just because of how stupid I was.
Nigga, I'll sacrifice an animal to save a human, nigga. Put it like that. Fuck that shit. I ain't gonna fucking... Shit's bugged out. Dowie wants to be Mr. Save Animals over here. You want to die for a cat stuck in the train. You definitely do. That's crazy.
Dowie's jumping on them tracks to save that
I'll
cat.
be tight at you, nigga. At your funeral, I'll slap you at your funeral, nigga. Do some pendejo, nigga. Slap that nigga.
Yeah, you didn't see that video of the guy? He's like, he got the selfie shit. He's like, yo, this guy right here, this guy was a bitch. Bah, he slaps the shit out of it. I think it was fake, but the shit is hilarious.
Yeah. It was hilarious.
That premise, that's what I'll do at Dowie's funeral. If he died saving a cat. If he jumped on the tracks and died.
Nigga die for some pussy. Bah, slap that. But nah, yeah, I wouldn't save animal at all. Bro.
Where you storing up there, Dowie? I see you wanting to jump on that mic.
No, it's okay. I had something to say. It just was so long ago. I forgot. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I mean, there is some type of piece of shit you get for not trying to save somebody when you could, right? I mean, it's just like in New York, I could see it. I could see a lot of people really, because in New York's minding your business type people. So like somebody walking in front of a bus last second or something, I really see people there be like, yo, or not saying shit. I can see the not saying shit higher than trying to say.
I am very susceptible to beating myself up over things and guilt tripping myself and things like that. I think in any of these situations, I probably have to help this person, or I'm going to lose sleep about it for the rest of my life. Like, it is not a thing that I'll be able to like easily move on with my life with if I don't give my best effort at least.
Yeah.
There's a phenomenon in New York where it happens so much. People throw themselves on the tracks, and then when they don't get run over and die, people are like really pissed. Like, get the fuck off the tracks!
That's because they're gonna fuck up their
piece
track.
of shit. and then somebody always says it like, I wish this nigga died.
Damn.
And there's always one when you know they're alive and they're perfectly fine. You start to, man, I wish this nigga died. It would be quicker than what we have to deal with now.
Because they're trying to get somewhere, and these niggas is fucking up their sign. That's crazy.
They store those bodies in the station for when they wait for the stores, like coroners to come. Sometimes in like trash bins.
That's
and
wild.
shit like that.
What?
They have to put them in break rooms. They have to put them in all sorts of places because you're in a train station, bro. They don't got a suicide room. They don't got a room for suicide bodies. Nigga, they be storing them shits in all sorts of stuff. It's fucked up.
They wouldn't just leave them on the
Not
tracks?
store. Like they temporarily placed them there.
Yes. Because that service has to keep going.
No, I mean it makes sense. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know. When you use the word store, it seems like they're there for like 3 days. That body's in that. They're closing down the subway bathroom.
Well, I'm
down
just
for three-
saying,
I've
you
never
just-
used a subway bathroom, by the way. I don't know.
I
who
didn't
the
know
fuck
Subway-
would walk
I've never
into
seen
this
one.
place.
I didn't know Subways had bathrooms.
Yeah.
I've
They
never seen
closed them all down in like the 70s, 80s, but then like you have places you can go to the bathroom. Penn Station's bathroom, I went in there one time. I almost gagged. I was like dying. I could not breathe in. It's a lot of homeless people in there washing themselves.
I think the only subway
Rough.
bathroom I've ever been in was in the game Max Payne.
this man.
There's a lot of subway bathrooms in that game. The
Mhm.
Pursuit of Happiness, they have a scene where he goes into a subway bathroom. But I don't think it's in New York. I think it's in San Francisco. There. How about in the Warriors? Okay,
That's
there's
one
an
of my-
epic fight scene in the bathroom
They closed it up because of the Warriors.
because of the
Because
Warriors.
of
They
that
saw how
movie.
Cochise put a chain around that guy's neck and then flung him over his shoulder. They were like, fatality. We can't have these shits in the New York subways. We
Dude,
gotta shut him
those-
down.
Those bathroom doors are made out of cardboard in that movie, dude. They're just
Yeah.
breaking everything in that bathroom.
Damn, so I think I got karate chopped the fucking bathroom stall in half. What a good movie.
Nah, but
People
solid.
sleeping on the Warriors.
so overall, you guys think that if you could, you should save that person from death.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
as the risk to your life increases, I think how much of you're a piece of shit decreases.
Decreases, yeah.
Yeah, I still think like if there's a shootout and you're a police officer, you signed up for this. Like there's some amount that I feel like yeah, absolutely, you should engage. You should do whatever you got to do to protect and serve the community, right?
Mhm.
But
What
like,
if
yeah.
somebody freezes up? Like
That
like
happens.
Hank. Remember when he
It
froze up?
happens.
Yeah.
People freeze up. It happens.
It does.
I would just think, all right, maybe you shouldn't be a police officer, and maybe somebody who wouldn't have freezed up should be. You know, and that's shit happens. You know, can't call someone a piece of shit for freezing. Like they probably got
that's
no
very
control
different.
over that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fear. There's a fear that hits you when you're in a situation like that for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all have ever been there yourselves or not, but there's 100% a fear that hits you whenever you're in a situation like that.
For
I
sure.
can imagine. I've been in a fist fight before, and the adrenaline you feel in that situation is out of control. So, like,
Mhm.
I could only imagine being in like true life or death circumstances. Now, I've never been in something like that.
Well,
I got shot at one time. all right?
what?
Damn.
Yeah, I got shot at one time, and I didn't even feel it in the moment. It was only afterwards that I was like, "Yo, I'm a fucking idiot. I could have died," and all this other stuff. But in that moment, I just saw a gun and I started running.
I I've never been shot at. I've had guns aimed at me before. I've never been shot at, but we did have this. We used to do these big bonfires for like 4th of July and like New Year's Eve at my parents' house growing up, and we had this huge like 20-foot tall bonfire one time, right? And one of my uncles had tossed he had tossed some trash into this bonfire apparently, and he forgot that in his trash he had a bunch of 22 rounds that he had thought were duds. And he threw those into the fire, and those things started going off mid bonfire. And that's the closest I've ever come to like being shot at.
That's insane, bro.
Sorry,
That's
the point I
crazy.
lost the point though. The point I was trying to make was in that situation it happened so fast that I didn't have that feeling of like that like I don't know, like somebody who has to run into like a fire to save somebody gotta be their body must get them high. Like literally, you must get pumped with so much shit to get through this. Like I don't know. I didn't experience that. I was just saying that's the closest I've been to any type of situation like that, and I didn't even have those feelings.
What about so for the last one, because I experienced this and it kind of messed me up. In 2020 during the pandemic in June, it's like everybody was stuck at home. This guy I was at work, and this guy got on his balcony. He was gonna jump off of it on like the 24th floor of across the street. So I saw the crowd growing, and everybody's watching him, and then the cops start coming. I start trying to help the cops direct them to the right building because they don't know where the fuck they're going. And homeboy jumps off like after about 10 or 15 minutes. It was like one of the worst things that I had to experience. But like whoever doesn't grab him or whoever doesn't save him, you think people carry that weight on them?
I think that we should help people that are having mental health crises. I think it's tough. I think it's a lot harder than people think it is to be there for people, even doing having an intervention or having conversations about putting people into a mental health hold to save their lives. But I think that it's something we should be willing to do for other people.
To answer that question, I would say no. I don't think they should feel like a person trying to commit suicide.
So do you think they will feel? That's the question.
But he said should they feel remorse or feel some type of way of them not being able to help them? I'm saying no. Like if you tried to help them and save them, and they're trying to commit suicide, you literally tried your best. Like you shouldn't feel down on yourself. Should you feel pity for the man killing himself? Maybe, but I don't think you should hold that on you like you didn't do nothing to help out. You know what I
I
mean?
think it's saying that if you didn't help, should you feel guilty, right?
Yeah.
Well, even like in any situation, it doesn't matter, viewer, spectator, you're the police there trying to calm him down.
Have you ever stood on the edge of a building?
Scary.
On a
I've
Terrifying.
looked over,
Horrifying.
I've looked over the
Terrifying.
edge of the building.
I
Oh
went on
my
the rooftop.
god! One time, me and my friends
Scary.
went to a hotel and we were like drinking and stuff like that. Somebody had the bright idea to go up to the roof. This hotel was not equipped for people to be on the roof. We walked to like the edge of the roof, and there's just nothing. Like you could just one step away from death. It ain't like in New York City where you got the high walls and stuff like that. Like, and I was standing up there, and when I looked over the edge, I was like, "We're fucking idiots. Let's get the fuck off this thing." Like somebody's gonna trip and fall, and we're gonna have to live with who the fuck's idea was it to come up on this goddamn roof.
You
But
feel that wind coming up?
it's
My hands are
scary.
getting
So I don't
clammy.
blame anybody if somebody's on the ledge talking about jumping. Like, I mean, I'd go near it and try to yank them back, but like, I'm not standing next to them trying to get them. Like, I don't know. That's just me. Like, I'll try to chat them off. I'd maybe try to yank them, but there's a couple feet I'm not encroaching on. Like,
What
I'm
if
good.
you're in one of these situations? You're holding on to them one arm.
Nah,
They're
I'm not doing
dragging
that.
you down the building. You're gonna
It's
let
like-
go?
It's like
Yeah.
juice.
This is
Yeah.
why we're all on the fitness kick right now, dude. So we can drag someone back from the edge.
If he's holding me, I try to save him. He jumps off and holding me, and then I'm holding him. I'm not dying, bro.
Tony's gonna take out his gun. Dad! He's like, "You're going down. Fuck you."
I
like-
saved him the drop at least, right? He's already dead. I saved him the drop.
I like the idea of Tony solving every problem in his life with his gun. He can't get the peanut butter jar open. He shoots the jar.
Yo, we should do an episode of that. What can I not do to save something or handle my problems with a gun? That should be fire.
He's out of toilet paper. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know what he's shooting in that situation. That's bad.
I'll take the magazine out, wipe my ass with the magazine, and then load it back in and keep it on going.
The shit sliding back and forth on his ass. The gun when it fires.
How do we always go from something interesting to always lewd? We're now straight to the gun slide going in his ass crack. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
This is why we're the bad boys of podcasting.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you stuck with us this far, please hit that subscribe button, the like, the follows, the shares. We got a Discord. Join us. Argue there for 10 days straight. That's what we want to see, the arguments.
I don't want that. Take that shit to the podcast, the comment section, all right? I don't need that.
Whoa, and also, yeah, don't forget, comment, keep commenting. We love it. We love to watch it. We love to read it. We love to see the back and forths. You know what I mean? But as always, people, go one up yourself.